This is May 2024. This is Mental Health Awareness Month. Mental Health Awareness Month. Wow. I can't believe that it's already the fifth month of the year, but it is. And I want to talk about mental health awareness. This is going to be an ongoing theme for me the month of May. I'm going to record videos as often as I can. I don't want to promise, but I have to put myself to the fire. I will say this: I will make sure I record a video podcast every single week. How about that? Today's the first, so the next video will be due, and the next one the 15th, and the next one the 22nd, I believe, and the next one the 29th. I think I got my 7 days correct. Anyhow, the reason that I am recording this video, I'm on Pacific time, which means in some parts of the United States it's already the second. So I'm going to use Pacific time as my recording time. Here's what I know. When I woke up this morning, May the 1st, 2024, I had thoughts in my head. Yes, I did. See, the thoughts I had in my head were this. Because I'm 62 years old, for some reason, I tend to go backwards. I'm not sure why. I have some regrets in my life, things I should have done differently that I did not do. And so this morning, I woke up about 4 a.m. Pacific time, and bingo, I had automatic negative thoughts. I call them ants after Dr. Amen's ants, which is automatic negative thoughts. And they just come automatic because somewhere in my psyche, I have some unresolved things that I should have, could have, would have done. But the thing is, I cannot live in the past, and I have done a lot of work with my health, mentally and emotionally. I became aware that if I wanted today to go well, I needed to deal with those thoughts, and so I spoke to myself and asked myself the question: is there any way that you can change what is past? And the answer is no. If I was to drive my vehicle, it doesn't make sense to keep my eyes on the rear view mirror and drive backwards. I can't drive backwards for so long. But I tend, like most of the people that I know, we seem to live in the backward spiral of ruminating on things that have happened in our past, good or bad. Awareness is for you and I to recognize the things that we keep doing that no longer serve us. Like this morning, when I started thinking I could have, I should have, and I would have, I realized I couldn't and I wouldn't change the past because there's no power in me changing my past. It's already done. What I need to do is to look at my past with a glance and work on creating today what will be my yesterday, right? Like today, the first. Whatever I do today is going to be a memory in a few hours. So I need to work on creating what I want to be good memories. You show me it was I sent a text to a friend of mine, and in the text it had a meme saying Happy New Month. And there was a song that I put in the text. It was a beautiful song. The song was that we shouldn't give up, and I'm trying to look for it so that I can really be authentic in my delivery. And it's the song was it's a YouTube song. Trying to find it. Oh my goodness! The song is "The Steadfast Love of the Lord Never Ceases," and it's from Lamentations chapter 3, verse 2 and 23, 22 and 23. It says, the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies have never come to an end. They are new every morning. Is the faithfulness of our God. See, my frame of the world is um, based in Christianity, in following, being a Christ follower. And so for me, the Old Testament, in which that book of Lamentations is, was really, really touched my heart this morning. That God's love for me never fails. And since I know it never fails, I need to not dwell in the past because the past has been taken care of. I need to live in the present so that I can have the best in my future. And when I saw that Lamentations, I found that song, I wrote a prayer. And I wrote the prayer from my heart and prayed that anyone who gets that prayer today, that the power of the risen Christ will energize that prayer in their lives. I believe very strongly in the power of the cross. That is why I wear a cross. And it's not the cross as an object, but the cross as a symbol. That on this cross, Jesus died, was buried, and rose again for me and for you. Um, when I was a little girl, I couldn't articulate what I'm articulating now because I had a need to be liked. But at this stage of my life, I'm 62 years old. I know there is no way I can live another 62 years. I am not speaking negative, I'm stating fact. There ain't no way I'm going to be 62 times 2, which is 124 years of age. So I'm recognizing that my time on this earth is short, shorter than I've lived. And I want to live empty, like ain't nothing left for me to do. I done been squeezed. I have done everything I know to do to be a conduit of hope. Um, as I talk about mental health, I'll talk about things that have derailed me, like this morning. So what I did was, when I sent it to people, I sent it to my pastor, and I think maybe 100 people, with my heart on it. And something happened in my mental state. I began to understand that the frequency, the frequency of which I was operating this morning, based on my choice, changed dynamics for me and all the people I send this stuff to. If you are a recipient of that text this morning, all the way to like noon, it's because I put my heart in it. My heart is in it because I recognize if I'm going through this, other people are going through as well. The amazing thing, which is quite amazing, also was that when I say quite amazing is what was quite amazing more than anything else is that as I was trying to get myself ready for bed, I noticed that today is the first day of mental health awareness, and it's mental health awareness month. And so it dawned on me, you know what? How about I talk about mental health? How about I share about what happened to me this morning? How about I let people into my world to see what it looks like just to be human? Um, so when I got my lift to my business meeting this morning, it was amazing that I attracted to myself an awesome driver who had music in there. And in the music, it said to me, that's how I felt, that I don't need to worry about things I don't have. I need to celebrate what I have. I need to magnify the goodness that is in me. I need to be a channel of blessing to others and myself. And it hit me. What if I had allowed those negative thoughts to rule me this morning? I would have lost another day. Let me ask you this. Have you created a practice of being an observer of your thoughts and your emotions? And if there are emotions that don't serve you well, have you challenged those emotions and changed the emotions to serve you for where you are now? Not living in the past and not living in the future, but living in right now, this very minute. Have you? Have you? There is no mental state or mental health without awareness. You have to be aware of what you're thinking, of what you're feeling, of the triggers in you and outside of you that cause you to be who you are. So this morning I calibrated myself very well. In fact, it was amazing that I so calibrated myself that people started responding that it met them exactly where they are. Here's my question to you. Could it be you are going through what you're going through so that you can help someone else overcome because you have or you are currently overcoming in your life? Could it be that? There's a part of scripture that says, the things that we suffer so that we can encourage others who are suffering and show them the way we overcame what this is. My thoughts today, after I deliberately changed where I was going, they were upbeat. They helped me recognize what is possible, and what I should just drop. And so today, as I talk about mental health, day one, I want to encourage you. Here's where I want to encourage you. Everybody is going through a struggle. It look like what we're going through does not mean we're not struggling. The story of the human journey is struggle, overcoming, struggle. Even while you're in struggle, when you focus on the overcoming, it calibrates your brain to find solutions to the problems or struggles that you're experiencing. For instance, if I had not reframed my mind this morning, my whole day would have been one roller coaster after the other because I would seem to attract chaos. Yes, I am familiar with chaos. I want to ask you, as you start this new month, could it be you need to start a practice that has helped me get centered? It's called journaling. It's writing and transcribing your thoughts and the things that you feel, you sense. Some things you like to write down that may not be for today, might be for next week. But what you write, you invite. I just want to encourage you this day that you take charge of your state, your emotional state, and your mental state. There are triggers, there are things that make you more anxious and less anxious. And a lot of us, including myself, spend a lot of time scrolling on the social media or not minding our own business. And the funny part about not minding our business is then we put our mind in a state of continuous stimulation. But when you and I decide to mind our business, then we are able to live our best life from intrinsic, how do you call it? Intrinsic, what do you call it? Intrinsic, I'm trying to find a word. Our motivation comes from the inside. Like this morning, I knew that there is no way I would not come out as a bitch if I didn't stop my mind from wandering to my past. Yeah. Was it hard? Not really, because I have made it a practice of journaling and that has helped. But if I didn't take my thoughts out of my head and feel my heart, I could have not had a good day. It's not good or bad. It is how I perceive it and what I do to make it good or bad. So your lesson for today is this: whatever thoughts you have the ability to change the perspective with which you look at those thoughts. Perspective is so important. When you're looking at something on the ground level, it appears huge. But when you go to 30,000 feet, which is the average of when you're in an airplane, especially a commercial airplane, and you look down at stuff, even cars appear to be as matchbox cars. So I want to encourage you today, whatever it is you're going through, remember this. You need to reframe whatever it is to the more productive, positive side. You're not ignoring what's going on. You're just making up your mind that you're not going to dwell in the negativity because there are always two sides to the coin. I could have gone there today with my emotions, with all that I should have, and the day will go and none of them will be solved. But I decided I am going to be a conduit, a voice, even though it was texting, to encourage people just as myself. And it worked. It really did. Will you do me a favor? When you wake up tomorrow morning and the thought you have is not a thought that serves you, would you stop yourself and rewrite the script with something that's empowering? You feel me? I hope this video has helped you. I hope you see my heart, and I hope I do these videos for the next 30 days because I started on the first 31 days of mental health awareness 2024. My name is Oluokun. If you like this podcast, subscribe, share, and follow me on my YouTube channel, my podcast. Thank you, and good night, everyone.